Hey, it's time for another
Everyday Getaway.
And it's Tuesday, so we're back in the kitchen. I have a quick question for you. What does Frankenstein and Rice Krispie have in common?
That's a great question. What do Rice Krispies and Frankenstein have in common?
Well, today we're going to tell you because we're going to make
Rice Krispie Treats that look like Frankenstein. Come on, grab your family, grab the grandkids, and let's have some fun right before Halloween.
That's right. Join us in the kitchen.
Okay, for our frightfully good Frankenstein Rice Krispie Treats, we're going to start off with just the ingredients for regular Rice Krispie Treats, which is 6 cups of Rice Krispies. And we do like the Rice Krispies instead of the generic brand better for Rice Krispie Treats, although you certainly can use the generic. 5.5 cups of mini marshmallows. You can use the large ones, but we find these melt really easily. 3 tablespoons of butter. And we also use a teaspoon of vanilla in our Rice Krispie Treats. And then since we're making Frankenstein, we've got some decorating things. We're gonna need some milk chocolate chips that we're gonna melt. We are gonna use some frosting kind of as our glue. And we've got some candy eyes and some sprinkles. And of course, since it's Frankenstein, gotta have a little green food coloring. We got some lime green going.
Okay, so we usually pre-measure our Rice Krispies, and that way once the marshmallows start melting, we can go ahead and dump them pretty quickly. And so we're going to measure out so that we have 6 cups of the Rice Krispie Treats. We're going to make sure we have about 6 cups here, and we're just sticking them in another bowl here. I'm going to set that to the side. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and measure out my 5.5 cups of my mini marshmallows. So I'm going to start off with my 4 cups here.
And we do have a few extras of marshmallows because we'll use those for decorating. So we actually purchased 2 bags. And that way we make sure we've got enough for the 5.5 cups plus some for decorating. It looks like from the recipe that we have, I'm going to use them for the sides of his head and just for some fun.
And it looks like it was about one of the small 10-ounce bags.
And that right at the 5.5, right?
Right at the 5.5.
Perfect.
All right, I went ahead and sprayed the pan that we're going to use to melt the butter and the marshmallows in. You can use a Dutch oven if you'd like. And we're going to start off with 3 tablespoons of butter. We're going to get that melted, and as soon as that gets a good start on melting, we'll add the marshmallows in and get that all melted together.
Okay, so I'm going to put in my marshmallows and start melting them nicely. Get them all nice and mixed together so I can put in my Rice Krispies. Ah, they smell good already.
Butter, marshmallows, yum.
What's better than a nice Rice Krispie treat?
We love them. This is one of our just all-time favorites. Doug's dad loves a good Rice Krispie treat also. Grandpa, if you're watching, here you go, just for you.
Okay, so my marshmallows are getting nice and melted here. It doesn't take long at all. And I'm going to go ahead and mix in our vanilla just to give that little extra flavor to it.
And the original recipe doesn't call for this. I know a lot of people do use it. It is something that we like to put in there, so we go ahead and do that. And I think we're about ready for some food coloring also.
Okay, so we're going to put a couple of drops of the green in there. This is a lime green.
That is a lime green. We might have to throw in a little dark green just to balance it out a little bit. We want Frankenstein looking. Let's see. What do you think, Doug? Maybe a little dark green too?
Yeah, maybe a little dark green too. Okay, so Tammy found the dark green, so she went ahead and added it in to the marshmallows.
And that looks Frankenstein-y.
That's a little bit better there.
All right, so we're gonna throw in these Rice Krispies, turn the heat off, throw in the Rice Krispies, and get them stirred up here. This is where the hard work comes in here. Gotta have a little muscle grease. Turn that off so the butter doesn't, or the marshmallows don't get burned. And we're gonna get those Rice Krispies stirred in here. A great thing about Rice Krispies Treats is if you wanna holiday them up, other than what we're doing with them today, at this point, you could put some red and green sprinkles in them instead of this food coloring. You could dye them with a little red or green for Christmas, red for Valentine's. You could put some multicolor sprinkles in for a birthday. And I know a lot of people right at the end throw in just some mini marshmallows so they have hunks of mini marshmallows at the end. So you can do lots of fun things on your own. We went back, added a little more green even so that we can get a nice bright green, but a dark enough green so it looks monstery. Okay, we've got a 13 by 9 by 2 inch pan that is greased. We're gonna put these in, flatten them up a little bit. By the way, we do spray the spatula as well because Rice Krispies, as you know, they like to stick. So we're gonna get these in here, get them flattened out a bit, and let them cool. And while they're cooling, we're gonna prep some other things. All right, so when we're decorating, we got some cute little eyes here. We've got marshmallows to make the little things off the side of his neck. We're gonna use some sprinkles on top of his hair just to make it look more like hair. And then because we're gonna make a mouth, maybe some other little things, we're just using some frosting actually as glue to hold like the eyes and things down. And then we're gonna pipe some things. So I'm just using a piping bag. You can use a Ziploc with the end cut out. We have a small tip in here, and we're gonna use that to help us just make a mouth or some fine, just some fine lines on his face. So we'll get started decorating here in a bit.
Okay, so my Rice Krispie Treats have cooled, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them. And I'm probably going to cut them into 12 pieces. You can determine how big you want yours to be. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it across. And cut it across. And then do one more. And then I'm going to cut each one of these sections probably into 3. Okay, so I'm going to cut them into 3. And that's about how big I made them. You can make them a little bit smaller if you want to, or a little bit bigger.
If you have children, you certainly could cut these down.
And then I'm going to try to smash them together a little bit so that they look like they're nice and straight. And then okay, so I'm going to finish cutting these up, and then we'll start decorating them.
We went ahead and melted some milk chocolate chips, just did it in the microwave until we have a nice melty consistency. And we're gonna start by making the hair. So we're gonna take the top end of the Rice Krispie Treat, give it a little dunky. And for some of your Rice Krispie Treats, if you wanna leave it just like this, or we can add some sprinkles to make his hair look nice and floofy. All right, we're gonna get some hair on all of them, dunk the chocolate, and then we will continue decorating. We got several different colors of sprinkles, just fall things. And we're gonna use different ones just to give them lots of different looks. Can't see that brown really well. Let's throw a little bit of other stuff in there.
Okay, so we've got chocolate on top. We're going to put them in the refrigerator a little bit so the chocolate can harden up a little bit and that the Rice Krispies Treats will get a little bit stiffer. Okay, so we put them in the refrigerator for about 15-20 minutes. They got nice and firm. The chocolate firmed up really well, and now it's ready to finish decorating.
All right, so the chocolate's set a little bit on the back. We're gonna have to let them sit a little bit just so we don't mess up the back of them. But I got 3 off of the other pan pretty easily. And we're gonna start with adding eyes. So I'm just gonna use a little dab of chocolate here to be my glue. We've got these cute little decorating eyes. Pop those on there. You can certainly decorate with whatever you want. I'm gonna go in with the chocolate chip for a nose on this one. We're gonna use some little marshmallows to make the little things that, I'm not even sure what those metal things are on the side of his head, but they're not really his ears, but whatever these are, I don't remember from the movie. But if you know, you can let us know. And then for this little guy, let's just go a regular mouth. And then we will add some different kind of decor on different ones. But I think children and grandchildren especially would absolutely love doing this. And Gibson, he sounds like he would like to do it also. All right, Doug's got the eyes. Going on the next 2 Frankensteins. Thinking somebody needs some little scar action here in a little bit, or maybe some eyebrows. We will have some fun figuring out fun things to do. All right, Doug's gonna give this little guy some eyebrows, so he's just putting some chocolate frosting up there, and we're gonna go in with a few sprinkles. Well, we'll see how that goes. I love these little eyes. They're so fun. On Thursday night, we're making a charcuterie board for Halloween, so we're just doing some fun things. And I think I'm gonna have plenty of these eyeballs left over, so there's gonna be some creepy eyes and several of our charcuterie things.
Here, I guess.
Okay. All right, Doug's gonna go in with a scar on this little guy. This is just some gel frosting that we had left over, probably from Valentine's or maybe even last Christmas, but works pretty well. You certainly could make buttercream or something and make your own frosting, or use some vanilla frosting and just do what we did, put it in the piping bag and color it, then put it in the piping bag. That's kind of fun. Well, there we go. That came out fast. Well, maybe he's got a bloody gash on his head. A few more taken care of. One thing that we have learned is if you use this glitter gel frosting that we used for these guys, not only does it spread, kind of tastes like cough medicine. So we have nixed the red, and we started making the little stitching markings just with that chocolate frosting. But they're coming along fun, and we are having a great time just decorating. All right, so we've done a few more. We're still learning. These are, I remembered, they're just bolts. That's what they are on the side of Frankenstein's head. But we are thinking about things like if you had a Halloween party at your house, if you're taking treats to like a preschool Halloween party.
Elementary school party.
Yeah, anything fun like that. I really think that the families or kids would really enjoy doing a little decorating on these. And my thought is, if you leave them without dye, you could make ghosts out of them. I think you could probably put some orange dye instead of the green and probably make some pumpkins. So I think that you could come up with a lot of different plans for them. But I just love their little personalities. So cute. I think they are Frankenstein approved. We made 13 Rice Krispie Treats today. This was out of the size that Doug showed you. You certainly could make them smaller, and if you were by any chance making them for children, you might want to make them smaller. I will say we did get frosting all over us several times, So if you have little ones, you might even want to think about an old t-shirt or some kind of smock and lots of paper towels or handy wipes, just because there's a lot of chocolate moving around here.
Okay, that was a lot of fun, and I think they turned out really cute. I think your grandkids would love making these, or adults.
We certainly had fun.
They were really easy to make.
Yeah, they were. Even though there were like lots of little things to decorate with, most of them were things we had at home. So we didn't actually go out and buy a lot of those sprinkles and things. We just had it in the cupboard.
And if you don't want to buy everything like that, I do know that our son and daughter-in-law, they went probably at Target and bought a kit just like this, and everything comes in it. The frosting, the Rice Krispie Treat, everything except for the butter.
Right. And so we're going to do that using the kit with them on Thursday night. So we'll let you know how it works compared to us working on our own.
Okay, let's give our little friend a taste here.
So Doug just cut his head in half, kind of like a left Twix, right Twix. So Frankie's now a left Frankie, right Frankie. But let's give it a try.
It's a good Rice Krispie Treat.
Rice Krispie Treat, you know and love. I love chocolate, so little dab will do you chocolate on the end. I think it's just a great addition. But yummy, fun, easy. I think it's a hit.
I totally agree. Hey, thanks again for joining us. Hey, if you know somebody, we hit 3,000 subscribers this weekend.
What?
So we really want to thank everybody. If you know somebody that would like a nice, easy recipe, share this video out. If you haven't already, please hit that subscription button, that subscribe button. It really does help us out.
Right, and these are just family fun things that we do, little adventurous things we haven't tried on a budget, but something that you can just get in the kitchen and just have fun with. So thanks for joining us today. Take care of yourselves, take care of others, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Join us next week as we help you figure out what to do with all of your leftover Halloween candy.